Julia here from JM Squared Vintage. Welcome back to the channel. I am here today with the ship with me. These are all orders that came through over the weekend. Some really interesting sales, some crazy fast sales, actually quite a few crazy fast sales, some interesting vintage, some interesting brands, lots to talk about. And I can't wait to talk about like what I got, how long I had it for, what I paid for it, what I ultimately got it for, really just kind of bring you into that part of the process with me. But if this is your first time here, guys, if this is your first time stumbling on my channel, first and foremost, welcome. I am Julia. We talk all things thrifting and vintage and the business of reselling on the internet here. If that sounds like something that you might be into, consider hitting subscribe down below. I would love to have you along on this journey. But without further ado, guys, it is running late. I've got to get these things packed up into my car and off to the post office. So why don't you go grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink, sit back, relax, and let's get into the shipment. Guys, apologies, my voice is still a little bit shot, so just bear with it. But first thing we have here are these vintage black leather gloves. These are, I think they call this 4-button length. Back in the day, they used to measure the height of gloves by how many buttons. I believe these are 4-button. They are silk lined, they're in fantastic condition. I wanna say that they're probably from about the 70s, maybe 60s. Leather gloves are just one of those things that I will always pick up anytime I see them. I believe my mom did pick these up though. Probably understandably, I don't see too many of them out here in California. There's not many days that we need to wear gloves out here. I am a fan of a good pair of leather gloves. You find a pair that fits you right. And pro tip from a glove maker in Florence, where I bought my pair of leather gloves, you wanna buy them where they feel a little bit too small for your hands. Because they're leather, they will stretch out to fit. But a good pair of leather gloves is a really great gift. It's a great investment piece for yourself. And if you can find a vintage pair, they're not all that expensive. So these guys I had listed for just 1 week. I had them listed at $28. I got an offer for $20, which I did accept. And with a roughly $1 cost, again, this is from the East Coast bins, these brought me to a profit of $17.61. And I hope they love them. I do, again. Leather gloves are one of those things that if you do find them, pick them up. They are usually very fast sellers. Next up is this super cool little vintage dress. I found this and the colors really jumped out at me. I love like a crisp red and blue moment. And the tag on this says made exclusively for Joseph Mangin, which M-A-N-G-I-N, which I am come to find out was a department store here. So what I think this was, and you can see that there used to be a belt here, I believe that this is probably an old uniform from the store, which is kind of cool, just like a little piece of history. Just the fabric that it's made out of, this is like a polyester that, you know, would be super easy to like wash and wear with like very little effort and keep it looking pristine. So who knows if this is going on to be like an actual garment that somebody is wearing or if it's going to be like a costume, which I can 100% see happening. You always gotta wonder if it is a uniform piece, how many more of those are floating around. Either way, it's very of the era. I wanna say it's like late 60s, early 70s. Definitely has some picking on it, but overall it's in great condition, and that's a testament to the fabric because that fabric is polyester, and polyester is essentially plastic, and that's not going to degrade at all over time. So I had that listed for 2 months, and I gotta say I had a lot of interest on that. And I'm gonna guess a lot of that had to do with the color combo. But I had it listed for $34, again, for about 2 months, and I got an offer for $25, which I did accept with the $1 cost of the bins. This brought me to a profit of $22.37. So interested to see where this is going. I love the opportunity to be a custodian of a cool vintage piece. Next up, this is a cute little baby onesie. Which, fun fact, in case you are listing things on eBay, you cannot use the word onesie. That is a trademarked term. I think it's owned by Carter's. I didn't know that until I listed my first onesie a little while ago. Anyway, this is from Janie and Jack. It is 100% linen. It is the cutest little thing. It's a little short onesie. Look, I'm sorry, that pocket. That little pocket, what are they putting? 1 Cheerio in that pocket? Janie and Jack is a wildly expensive kids clothing store. And this probably retailed $60, $70, like no joke. That is about their pricing. And they're a brand that I do like to pick up when I see it at the right price. Now, not something that you wanna go and pay like $6.99, $7.99 for, because you're only going to get somewhere between like $15 and $25 on these pieces, depending on what it is that you have. This is a little bit more of an everyday wear piece, despite the fact I know this is not everyday wear. Everybody with a baby is like, that's not everyday wear, white linen, but it's not like a special occasion. It's not a Christmas suit, it's not an Easter dress. That's more what I'm talking about in terms of special occasion. But if you see it at the right price, especially if it's brand new with tags, this is like a guaranteed super fast sale. It's a brand that people know. It's a very giftable brand, you know, guaranteed this is going to, you know, be gifted to somebody who's got a new sweet little baby. And it's a very like, this is a status brand, right? This is a leg above your Carters and your Oshkosh and your Cat and Jack. Not that there's anything wrong with those, but this is one of the brands I do pick up. So anyway, I had this listed for just 1 week, case in point. I had it listed for $24. I got an offer for $15, which I did accept. I had a $2 cost at the bins on this, and that brought me to a profit of $10 even. I hope they love this. This is the cutest, teeny tiny little jumpsuit. I'm sorry, that little pocket just broke me. Next up, we've got this cute 2-piece bundle here. The first item is this adorable little Zara crop sweater. This sold like within hours of me listing it. It's just a little taupe knit tank top, great condition, cute little basic piece. If I have to guess, that was probably part of a twin set when it was initially sold. Just based on what it is, I'm pretty sure that there was probably a little cardigan that went over it. The other piece in the bundle are these cute wide leg cropped pants from Young Fabulous and Broke. I think these are so cute. Young Fabulous and Broke is a really expensive brand. They're sold at like Revolve. These are tencel, so while they are wide leg, which a lot of people, rightfully so, think that wide leg can add a lot of bulk, this kind of drapier fabric that counteracts that effect a little bit. They don't sit wide on the body. Funny thing is, I almost put those pants back and I'm like, I'm somebody who does shop with quite a bit of slant towards my own preference. And I almost put them back. I'm like, I have too many pants, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, I really like these pants. These are pants that I would buy for myself if they were in my size. So I picked them up and I'm glad I did. So those pants sold within about a month of me listing them. And again, that tank top within like hours of me listing it. So both definitely really good pieces. So the bundle price on these was $50 with my discount, and she offered $40, which I did accept. And I had the pants for 1 month and the tank top for just a few hours listed, with a total cost of $3 for both pieces. This brought me to a profit of $29 even. I hope she loves them. Honest to God, if those pants were my size, they would not be leaving my closet. Next up, this is a brand I want you to keep your eyes out for sure. This is from Flax. Now, Flax has had like 2 phases of its existence. If you can find an older piece of Flax, it's even more desirable. Both are definitely like sought after, but the older pieces, when it was still under the creative direction of its founder, are a little bit more in demand. But no surprising, based on the name of the brand, they specialize in linen pieces. Lots of great, basic, classic cuts made out of super high quality linen. Just again, an interesting brand story. If that kind of thing is of interest to you, go and do a little reading on what happened with this brand. It's kind of interesting. But either way, I do like picking up their stuff. It's a brand that people know and people love. And in terms of like what it is that they sell, this is very much up my alley in terms of what I like to pick up. Things that would be a real shame to end up in the waste stream. Let me know, do you see Flax a lot where you are? I do not see it a lot out here. It's a rare treat when I find it out here in California. Either way, I had this for about 2.5 months and I had it listed for $44. So you usually get a pretty good price on Flax pieces. I had it listed for $44, got an offer for $37 even, which I did accept. With a $1 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $33.17. Oh, I hope she loves it. These are the kind of things that if you take care of them, they will last an eternity and get better with every wash and wear. Next up is this super cute little gauze top from Zara. I love picking up these kind of tops from Zara. Think like cotton gauze, linen, stuff like that. In terms of Zara, I'm pretty picky with what I pick up. Only ever newer tag, more significant pieces. I do like finding Zara like coats. Obviously, I don't find a lot of Zara coats out here, with it being California and all that, and with us barely needing coats, but I do find quite a bit of linen, gauze pieces, stuff like this. They tend to be pretty good sellers for me. Not anything that you're gonna get like a crazy dollar amount for, and that generally goes for Zara in like the grander sense of the word. You know, it is a fast fashion brand, but stuff like this does tend to be a very quick sell. So if you are able to find them at a good price, these are great pieces to pick up. And it's a brand that everybody knows. Like don't get me wrong, I love finding these high-end niche brands, but at the end of the day, like with them being niche brands and higher end, it's going to be a more limited amount of people that know what they are versus something like a Zara where everybody knows Zara. And in the world of fast fashion, it's regarded higher than like an H&M or a Forever 21 or whatever. But anyway, I had this listed for $28 and I had it listed for just 1 month. And I got an offer for $23, which I did accept. And with a $1 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $19.35. I've sold 1 million pieces like that, and I'll sell 1 million more as long as they keep presenting themselves to me at the bins. Next up, this was an interesting one. This is something that went super duper fast. This is a pair of pants from Adidas. Look at how shiny this is. So I've kind of developed a little bit of a spidey sense for these brands like the Adidas's, the Nike, for the kind of pieces that are like unique enough that I'm pretty sure that they'll go quickly. And this just kind of had that vibe. They're hot pink. They're this like kind of high gloss nylon, fully lined, brand new with tags. And the funny thing was on the price tag, it looked like they had been like marked down a bunch of times. But then when I looked at sold comps, the sold comps were between like $40 and $75. And I want to say that their initial retail price was about $70. So I don't know if maybe somebody famous wore these and all of a sudden they became, you know, in demand, whatever the case was, but this kind of stuff happens from time to time. And if you find the right piece and you snap it up, it can definitely pay off. And that's what happened here. So keep your eyes out for more unique pieces from those kind of mainstream athletic wear brands. Keep your eyes out for different collabs, stuff like that. You know, it can pay off. So I had these listed for just 5 days. Had a ton of interest in them in those 5 days. And I had them listed for $64. And I got an offer for $54.40, which I gladly accepted with a $2 cost of the bins. This brought me to a profit of $40.49. So definitely happy about that one. My gut was right on these, and I will continue to keep my eyes out for stuff like that because that's a little bit of a surprise jackpot there. All right, next up here, we've got this great top from Massimo Dutti. And I'm sure I'm butchering that name in some way. But Massimo Dutti is under the same Inditex umbrella as Zara. Definitely a higher end arm of the company. Higher end textiles, higher end finishing for sure. This is a lovely cotton flannel in just a simple navy blue. It's slim fit. It's just like a great everyday shirt. Their men's stuff that I have sourced sells very, very well. I haven't found a ton of women's stuff. I've had kind of mixed results with them. Not necessarily in terms of going for less than I thought, but maybe sitting around a little bit longer. And that's probably a lot to do with the fact that it's like women's wear and there's a lot more dimension to the style of women's wear versus like, you know, a navy blue flannel men's shirt that can be worn by, you know, pretty much any guy, no matter what his fashion aesthetic is. Anyway, I had this listed for just 1 month, another quick sale. Had it listed for $36, got an offer for $31, which I did accept. And with a $1 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $23.80. Hope he loves it. Again, great closet staple piece for guys. Next up is this beautiful cashmere blend wrap from Charter Club. Now, you know I'm a sucker for a cashmere piece, especially a cashmere wrap. This is in a beautiful like maroon or burgundy with a gold, like a gold lurex thread. These kind of things are just forever giftable. They're luxurious. They're special. And you know, it's cashmere, right? Like this is so soft. Even somebody who's got more sensitive skin is going to love the feel of this next to their skin. And it's also, you know, again, with it being cashmere, it's really great like warmth to weight. You know, it doesn't have to be super chunky or bulky. It's gonna give a good amount of warmth. So I pick up generally cashmere in great condition from pretty much any brand. Again, this is Charter Club. I generally don't pick up Charter Club in any other situation other than the cashmere situation. But across the board, cashmere is just such an expensive yarn. You know, even though Charter Club is generally a less expensive brand, you know, something like this was probably about $200 retail. So I had this listed for just 2 weeks. Again, another super quick sale. And I had it listed for $55 and I got an offer for $40, which I did accept. And with a $1 cost of the bins, it's brought me to a profit of $35.93. Catch me picking up all the cashmere all the time, as long as it's in good condition. One of my favorite things to pick up. And finally, check this thing out. This is like 1970s sleepwear gloriousness from Christian Dior. Now, I need to specify that there was a time in Christian Dior's history where his name, Christian Dior name, was licensed out to other manufacturers, generally in like the sleepwear world. So this is not silk, this is polyester. That's generally a pretty good tell. If this was coming out of, you know, the Christian Dior atelier, 100% this would be all silk. But like, look at these sleeves. Look at how puffy these sleeves are with that teeny tiny little wrist. And the funny thing is, this is probably the original tag from back when it was sold, because this is in pretty flawless condition. A little bit of picking here and there, but nothing bad. But keep your eyes out for stuff like this. I mean, is this going to sell for what a like true Christian Dior piece would go for? Absolutely not. That would be well into the hundreds. But I have had so much interest on this piece in the time that I've had it listed. And I am in no way surprised about that fact. You know, even though it is a licensed piece, it's still a thrill to have a Christian Dior piece in your wardrobe. Now, who knows if this is gonna go and be part of somebody's wardrobe, or if this is gonna go on and be like a costume piece or something going to like a theater, or even like a period movie. Because it's such a distinctive style, I could 100% see that being the case. But it is always, I mean, it's a thrill to find something like this. And I found this in the bins. And the funny thing is, I found this in the bins on the same day that I found a couple Oscar de la Renta pieces of like varying quality. Like another Oscar de la Renta piece that was licensed like this, also right next to an Oscar de la Renta piece that is like mainline, ready to wear. 100% silk piece. And they were all kind of in the same bin. So either way, this bin was about to be rolled to the back. So first of all, I don't know how everybody else that was there missed this, but second of all, really happy I stumbled on that bin before it got rolled away, because these kind of things should never be going into the waste stream. Anyway, I had this listed for about 3 months. Again, a ton of interest on it, not surprising with a Christian Dior label on it. And I had it listed for $54, which is about, you know, between like 35 and 60 is where you're gonna see these kind of licensed pieces selling. And I got an offer for $40, which I did accept. With a $1 cost of the bins, this brought me to a profit of $36.84. I hope they absolutely love it. Again, just, it's a thrill. It's a thrill to have that label in your closet. But that is it, guys. That is the shipment for today. Thank you so much for hanging with me while I literally get my work done. I don't know if you can tell, but the sun is real low in the sky right now, so I am running low on time, so I gotta get these things packed up and in my car and off to the post office. I appreciate you all so much for hanging with me and choosing to spend a little bit of your time with me. But guys, don't ever hesitate. If you have content that you wanna see me make, put it down in the comments. I'm always ears out. If you had fun, please consider leaving a like or comment on this video. Of course, don't forget to hit subscribe. I would love to have you along on this journey, but without further ado, guys, have the most beautiful weekend. Happy hunting, and I will see you all in